ACHR Aviation Olympics, Los Angeles 2028. We've got massive news. It's not brand new news, but the story has been developing. And having the current environment of the Olympics in Italy, Milano and Cortina, I think it's great timing to bring you this big story. Biggest event, biggest sports event, and maybe the biggest event in the world. 5 billion people watching. Watching what? Watching the flying taxis taking the stage. Hey up everyone, welcome to Martyn Lucas Investor. I'm Vaz. Do you know what time it is? Time to start talking eVTOLs. Let's get back in the main studio, quickly check if everything is working, and then we will join back the analyst room for the story of the day. And we are back in the studio. Let me just quickly check if everything is going through. We have people coming in. Thank you very much for joining. We are still waiting. We are still waiting for the main audience to join us. We are still waiting for the main audience to join us from the previous event. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe as well on your way in, because we are bringing you quite exclusive story. And we are bringing you something that we think could be a very big market. Think of the new electric vehicles. Think of, maybe, who knows, the new Tesla. This is what we are bringing you. XRP, well, how is this connected? There are multiple connections. Well, first of all, if you watched the previous event, you would know this can be tasty. But we are looking at communication, we are looking at optimization, and we are looking at information transfer. This is not information in the exact sense. We are moving passengers from point A to B, but we are getting much more efficient. So I can see the main audience has joined us. The poll is not working. We are running a poll in the chat. The poll is not working. So how about you let me know in the chat and we get back to it. We get back to it shortly. The question of the day. Have you ever heard of the flying taxis? Let me know in the chat whether you want to fly one and you are all excited, whether you have heard of them and you think this is the future, this is the investment opportunity of the decade, as we do on this channel, whether you've heard of them but you never looked into it, or you've never heard of them. So let me know in the chat, and we are now joining the analyst room for the topic of the day. ACHR Aviation, the flying taxis as they call them, eVTOL, electric vertical takeoff and landing aircraft. These are supposed to take over, well, not take over in its sense, but they are supposed to aid the urban traffic. Advanced air mobility. Think of three-dimensional transport. Rather than spending hours during your peak hour stuck in the traffic, and Los Angeles is the greatest example probably from the whole of United States. Think of three-dimensional traffic, where you can fly one of these sexy aircraft and reduce your travel time to mere minutes. What is the story of today? Well, let's have a look. The story of today is what you can see behind me. We'll get to that very shortly. But the story of today is the Los Angeles Olympic Games. Currently, we have Milano, Cortina, Winter Olympic Games. The Summer Olympic Games is the biggest event, definitely the biggest sports event, and maybe the biggest event in the world, full stop. Over 5 billion people will be watching. What will they be watching? Well, they'll be watching the athletes. They'll be watching the most modern approach to a city, integrated modern city, Los Angeles. Part of it will be the flying taxis. In particular, ACHR Aviation. There is a lot to the story. Stay with me, please be patient. There'll be a few minutes. I will just unfold the story one step at a time so we know the whole story. But I think it's one is very exciting, and two, we are there early doors. We are there before the 5 billion people watching this aircraft, this flying taxi, taking the stage, flying passengers, officials, VIP, media, and athletes to their events. How about that? So what is the use case of these? Well, the flying taxis, we know Los Angeles, probably the most burning issue in terms of traffic across the whole United States. Needless to show any more pictures. This is the last Thanksgiving. You could see it live on the telly. Look at that. I think that the pictures speak for themselves. Look at that. Again, traffic. I don't think I need to explain anymore. If you just look at this, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lanes. You cannot expand your roads forever. You cannot expand your roads infinitely. We cannot move in 2 dimensions anymore. So what's the solution? Flying taxis. The story of the event for us as investors in the flying taxi or in the eVTOL market and the advanced air mobility is ACHR Aviation. They announced they are the official partner, official transport partner of the LA28 Summer Olympics main event and the Paralympics following after. That's not it. There's more to the story. As you can see, Jimmy Fallon on his live night show, they announced this back in May. And you can see he's wearing the pilot jacket. Look at that. And now here you can see the Team USA little badge. So the story is that this aircraft, this manufacturer of this aircraft is the partner not only of the main event, but Team USA as well. And you may have seen some mentions, some pictures, some posters across social media, some posts about ACHR Aviation being the proud sponsor of Team USA. So think of this aircraft being exclusively in this event. And this is the piece of news. Back in the May, last year, 15th of May, ACHR selected as the official air taxi provider. Let me just check if I'm getting messages. I'm not getting messages from the team. That's fine. ACHR Aviation selected as the official air taxi provider of the LA28 Olympic and Paralympic Games. ACHR's Midnight, the aircraft you could see right here. ACHR's Midnight eVTOL aircraft will seek to integrate across the LA28 Games through transporting VIPs, fans, and stakeholders, while electrifying vertiport takeoff and landing hubs for key venues. There's a bit more to the story. Let's just quickly go through it and we move on to the more interesting part. ACHR announced that it has been selected as the official air taxi provider of the LA28 Olympics and Paralympic Games and Team USA. Through this exclusive partnership specific to the United States territory, the two will look to integrate ACHR's Midnight eVTOL aircraft across LA28 Games in a variety of ways, such as transporting VIPs, fans, and stakeholders, while electrifying vertiport takeoff and landing hubs for the key venues and providing support for emergency services and security. So this very aircraft will be flying. You might get a chance if you visit the Olympics. You might get a chance. We are now 28 months away. Or 29 months away. I think it was 883 or 880 days, just over 880 days before the event kicks off. And we will follow this story. And we will be following ACHR's progress and be following how this story unfolds and grows in front of our eyes. So think of this aircraft, Archer Midnight, 4 passenger, 1 pilot in here, multiple rotors. These rotors provide the vertical takeoff and landing maneuver, and then they transform to the horizontal flight. So think of the advantage of helicopters, but much more safe, much greener. That's the whether it's a good or bad thing, you decide, but they are much greener because they are electric powered. They have multiple rotors, so they are much safer as well. And this could be the big market we are now looking at. And this could be easily the new Tesla. And there are some connections to Tesla. Maybe not direct yet, but we will get to that very shortly. So here's a quick description of the aircraft. Archer's piloted electric air taxi designed. That's the Midnight, you could see there. Midnight is Archer's piloted electric air taxi designed to carry up to 4 passengers whilst producing less noise. And that is the key comment here as well. And emissions than a traditional helicopter. The eVTOL aircraft is built with redundant, fault-tolerant systems, including 12 total engines and propellers, allowing Archer to target certification with the Federal Aviation Administration at similar levels of safety as commercial airliners. Midnight is made in the United States of America at Archer's manufacturing facilities in San Jose and Covington in Georgia. So there's one more key point here. Whether a Los Angeles resident or a visitor, Archer's goal is for passengers to be able to go to a vertiport, takeoff and landing hub near a key venue, and then fly 10 to 20 minutes in Midnight, which is the aircraft, to their destination of choice within Archer's Los Angeles network. A valuable option as game spectators and participants move through the city. So this very aircraft, you will get a chance to fly and sit in this fairly high standard looking interior as well. This is the concept. This is the current concept. The design might change slightly, but this is very likely what the air taxi will look on the inside. How about that? Do you like it? Let me know in the chat. Now we are finally moving to the interesting part. Here is the Los Angeles map and the suburban area. We are talking over 15 million people in this area on this map. The key hub is Los Angeles International and SoFi Stadium. We will elaborate, we will expand on the SoFi Stadium very shortly. Let me just quickly explain what's going on. So we have Los Angeles International, and right next to it here, you can see the runway actually. That is Hawthorne Municipal Airport. And that is a keynote for Archer Aviation. It's a very important part of this story. So we'll get to that in the very second. Let me just explain what's going on here. So we have multiple nodes. We have University of South California, which will be the Olympics Village. So if we are flying the athletes to their events, we will be flying from the Olympic Village to certain nodes and certain hubs of this network. Key, as I said, key node is the Los Angeles International and SoFi Stadium, which is the center of the whole, which is the central venue of the whole event. We also have Hollywood, connection to Hollywood, Santa Monica, Orange County, Long Beach, and more. It's not it. It's not only about Olympics. And I already mentioned the SoFi Stadium. Archer Aviation also locked themselves in within the Los Angeles city structure. They will be integrated into the whole biotope of the city transport. And there's news back from last year as well. Archer named exclusive air taxi partner for the Los Angeles Sports and Entertainment Commission, will serve as official Los Angeles World Cup 2026 host city supporter and official partner for the Super Bowl host committee. So next year's Super Bowl, there's more to this. LASEC, LASEC. Just remember this. There'll be more references to this later. But we are talking about Archer Aviation building this whole environment. We could see this map. This will not be related only to the Olympics. This is growing for the Olympics, but it will be serving the city long term and in future. So Archer are part of this. SoFi Stadium, as I said, the heart of the whole event, the heart of the Olympics. SoFi Stadium hosting main disciplines, main events as well. But that's not it. First reference, we just had Super Bowl in Los Angeles last week. How about that? Think of it. We have now World Cup 2026, few months away, literally few months away. So are Archer going to be involved? Probably not directly, but no doubt they will use this event as their PR. Super Bowl, 61st Super Bowl 2027, SoFi Stadium, yesterday just officially confirmed as the official venue. And then obviously we have the Olympics. You remember, I showed you on the map, about 3 miles southeast from the Los Angeles International, we have Hawthorne Municipal Airport. Why is this important? Because this might happen to be the very heart of the Los Angeles network. This could be the key hub. So this is a very small airport. Think of this as an overflow airport from the Los Angeles International. It was quite used last week on the Super Bowl, actually. So we have quite fresh reference. Runway, less than a mile, obviously cannot take big or wide body aircraft, but that's not the purpose. The purpose is to accommodate the overflow and smaller aircraft from the Los Angeles International structure. And also to accommodate the new developing sector. So if you look from this side, this is the opposite end. We are now looking from this direction. Again, we are about 3 miles away from the Los Angeles International, and we are about 8 to 9 miles away as the crow flies to the SoFi Stadium. So if we are looking from this direction, Archer Aviation, they acquired land on this airport, and they will be based in Hawthorne Municipal Airport, right down this end. And we actually have, move over here, we actually have already some initial proposal from Archer Aviation. So think of a very modern hub. Think of passenger service, think of aircraft, basic aircraft maintenance, maybe basic aircraft assembly. Think of this as a test pad as well. And you can see you have multiple landing pads, you have multiple aircraft on the ground. And this is the passenger hub. This is the key luxury experience to the passengers. It's not only a hub. Don't think of this as a bus stop. Think of it as a full service hub, including, very likely including your safety checks as well. So how about you don't have to go through the Los Angeles International, through the whole safety route, but you can check in here, sit in this flying taxi, and go transported to the Los Angeles International and board the aircraft directly. How about that? So that is the potential service it can provide. We have multiple, as I said, we have connection with Tesla. We have multiple interesting names on site. One of these is Advanced Air. They are the current luxury passenger service provider on the ground. And behind them, you can see Tesla Design Hub. Tesla Design Hub, it's not directly connected to the airport, but it's in the vicinity of the facility. That's not it. We have multiple players. Here is the satellite picture. SpaceX, believe it or not, SpaceX are literally a few yards away from where Archer will be based. So you have Tesla, you have SpaceX, you have the Boring Company in here as well. How about that connection? Although it's not officially confirmed, there have been rumors that Archer Aviation could be connected to Elon Musk. How are we going to find out? The only way to find out is to wait. But if you believe in the company, if you are bullish on this technology, it's something to bear in the back of your mind. We also have Surf Air Mobility, who will be operating Archer's aircraft as well. And they already have been operating some electric aircraft across the United States. And there's much more. Let me just quickly show you the situation again. The situation again on the ground. This is Los Angeles. This is the Hawthorne Municipal Airport. This is where Archer will likely, or where they will be based. And again, as I said, Los Angeles International, literally 3 miles away, and SoFi Stadium right up here. Just to put this into context, so you can see the distance is very, very small. And again, we have the map here of the whole Los Angeles suburban area. How is this likely? How is this going to unfold? How is this likely to happen? What is the structure of the event? How many aircraft? Are they going to be flying athletes? Are they going to be flying just the officials and media? Is this going to be a PR stunt rather than the full-scale service? We don't know yet. We are still in early days, in early stage. And Archer have been getting closer and closer, step by step. One of which was the acquisition of the Hawthorne Airport premises. We did something. Last year, we did analysis. Let me just get this on the screen. We did full analysis on, hang on, I'm having some technical, okay. We did full analysis on how likely this is to happen. This was part of Sensei's newsletter. Let's just quickly go through the basic numbers. This is a full-blown analysis. I will not go through it again, but there might be a link in the chat or under the video. Definitely check it out. We have quick introduction to Archer and the flying taxi concept. Obviously, we are now talking about the Olympics starting 14th of July and Paralympics on the 15th of August. And Archer will be serving both events. Now, where and when it's getting interesting? Well, let's have a look at the numbers. I've got it right here. This is the whole network. We've been through it. This is the link to the actual unveiling on Jimmy Fallon. I keep mistaking these two. Jimmy Fallon show. And we are now in the numbers. So if we are going to transport athletes, I did this analysis just to explain how likely and what Archer need to achieve. So if we are going to transport athletes, historically, can I zoom in? I can. Historically, athlete counts, Summer Olympics. London, 530 for Team USA. Rio, 554. Tokyo, 613. And Paris, 592. So if we factor the host advantage, for the sake of this analysis, let's count with 650 athletes. We also have full delegation estimate, athlete to delegation ratio 1:1. So for 650 athletes of Team USA, we are thinking of 1,300 people total, approximately competing in 35 disciplines. We have 3 scenarios, just to put this into perspective. Don't go anywhere, because this is the important and interesting part. And this is where you can decide on how realistic that is. So we are thinking of, we have 3 cases. We have light case, we have heavy case, and we have surge. Light case, is only the attractive sports, say attractive sports like basketball, track and field, and more. Think of only the final events. Don't think of the qualifiers, don't think of the qualifying days, think only the main final events. Each aircraft can carry 4 passengers plus 1 pilot, with an assumed round-trip window of 30 minutes. We already said that trips will be between 10 and 20 minutes. So for the purpose of this analysis, let's say 30 minutes. That includes boarding, flight time, battery recharge, and safety checks as well, which are important. So to maintain reliability and resilience, we apply 25% operational reserve. In case something goes wrong, we have delays, the aircraft is not available to carry out the subsequent trip, we have mechanical issues, weather-affected issues, and more. And also we have 10% buffer for delays, contingencies, and routing inefficiencies. So in our light scenario, when we cover only the final events, we are looking at required movements, 88 to 108 athletes a day. So that, considering 4 passengers, 4 seats per aircraft, we are looking at 22 to 27 flights just to cover these events. So required operational aircraft, we are talking about probably 22 to 27 aircraft, because it could be difficult to stagger the flights. It would be difficult to sort of, yes, some events start in the morning, some events start in the afternoon, but think of evening when all the events end and you have the medal ceremonies and more. And then you need to move your passengers, you need to move your officials, you need to move your athletes. So we are factoring about between 20 and 30 aircraft. So total fleet with reserve and buffer, we are looking at between 30 and 40 aircraft. ACHR's fleet of 50 aircraft is sufficient under this model. So we are now looking at 50 aircraft. ACHR need to have available in about 28 months' time. And that's why I said stand by, because this is important. ACHR have not fully commissioned their production facility in Georgia. They have been assembling aircraft in there. ACHR have about, following the recent earnings call, ACHR have about half a dozen of aircraft across both facilities in assembly. But they have not been unveiled yet. So the initial production capacity is between half a dozen and a dozen per year. So for this year, we are looking at probably 10, 12 aircraft. ACHR will need to scale up. ACHR will need to scale up their production. So is this realistic? Is this not? I'm not saying this is not realistic, because once ACHR have completed their type certification, or at least know the conditions, and they can get a waiver, if there are delays in the type certification, they can get a provisional waiver or license to operate the aircraft for this event, because we know this administration has been very pro and supportive to this concept, to the advanced air mobility. So I wouldn't be surprised if ACHR will serve this event on some provisional waiver or provisional permit. Once the things get rolling, I think ACHR will be able to scale up their production capacity. And I think this is fairly realistic. If we are talking, say, 10 aircraft 2026, 2027, we double the capacity, and then we double the capacity for the following year, we will just hit it with about 50, 60 aircraft per year, or accumulated. We also have a heavy scenario. I will leave this to you to make your own judgment, but is this realistic? We are talking about 400 to 640 movements. And this is to cover all Team USA athletes. Required flights, 120 to 160 flights a day, as a very high number. Required operational aircraft, with a total fleet with the reserve 170 to 250 aircraft. That is where the issue could potentially happen with the upscaling. So I don't think this is likely. Me personally, I think ACHR will be operating a fleet of 40 to 50 aircraft. It will cover some of the key and very popular events. And just for the PR, and think of it that you have 5 billion people watching, and they will see this flying taxi. They will see ACHR's Midnight landing and taking off and moving the officials, visitors, spectators, and potentially Team USA athletes to the event. So that could be massive PR. Obviously, there will be massive PR. We also have a peak day. This is just surge, just to put this completely into context. This is the extreme daily movements, over 2,000 people, required flights over 500, total fleet with reserve and buffer over 700 aircraft. So don't think ACHR will be serving the event as the sole mean of transport to the Team USA athletes and visitors. I just wanted to put this into context as well. So they would have to do massive upscaling, mass production, and I don't think this is viable. So just to put this into perspective, let me know in the chat, how many aircraft do you think ACHR are going to actually have on the Olympics? And would you get a chance to take a flight as a visitor? Because we are not only talking the Olympics event. I'll be building the network in Los Angeles before the Olympics. So we might see first pilot flights, if you pardon the pun, as early as end of this year, if we are very lucky. Realistically, it looks like early 2027. But we might be able to see first passengers being flown in the United States, and namely in Los Angeles, in mere few quarters. We are not so far off. We are now second half, or we are now halfway through the first quarter. So we have only 10 months to finish this year. And then, so if you think of 12 months, 13 months as a realistic goal, how about that? So that is the story, but that's not it. We have ACHR, and they are exclusive air taxi provider for the event. We also have their rival. We have the head of the eVTOL race adaptation. We have Joby Aviation, ACHR Aviation. ACHR, they have locked in this massive PR stunt. They just need to deliver. But I have no doubt they would not be able to deliver. Maybe on a smaller scale, but they will deliver. We also have Joby, and they have their feet on the ground as well. How? Through the founding member, Delta Airlines, also sponsoring Team USA. And we don't know the details of the contract, whether ACHR are exclusively for the event, or whether there could be some conditions that will be in favor of Joby Aviation to fly during the event. But no doubt, Joby Aviation will plug themselves into this system. Joby Aviation will definitely plug themselves into this system before the event. So maybe they won't be part of the actual Olympics, the actual event, but they could be flying around the event as an unofficial and not related to the event air taxi service provider. So we have Joby with Delta Airlines, who are their stakeholder as well. They have invested over $200 million into Joby to lock in the initial deliveries and to help them with the adaptation of this concept. Look at this livery. I like it. I like it. So this is something, I'm sorry, my earpiece keeps popping out. I quite like it. Very nice livery. Team USA. This is Joby's aircraft. This is their S4. Actually 2 aircraft flying in tandem. It's quite a flex, to be fair, because ACHR so far have been flying only 2 test aircraft. Joby On the other hand, they have a fleet of 7. We might see this. Joby in the Los Angeles 28 livery. How about that? Do you like the livery? Well, how about this one? Team USA. I don't think we will see the Team USA. I think they'll be exclusively for ACHR Aviation. But how about that? Let's have a little play. Right, that is the end of the story. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you for bearing with me. We have a massive audience. Thank you very much for standing together with me, or sitting probably. If you've made it all the way to here, don't forget to hit the like button. That'll be my greatest reward and appreciation. And you following the story with me. And if you are new to this sector, obviously consider subscription as well, because we are bringing you updates on the eVTOL market, the advanced air mobility, daily. And we will be following this story as it grows, as it unfolds, and we will follow and track the progress. Let's get back in the studio, catch up with the chat, and we'll wrap it up for the day. This was part of the XRP Community Day today. It was supposed to be in a slightly different manner. Unfortunately, we had some disappointment with the technical side of the presenter. So I'll be closing the day now. This will be the last event. Tomorrow morning, I'll be Sensei again on the morning show, and then Martyn on the opening bell. Let's get back in the studio. Right, we are back. Did you enjoy the information? I know it's not fresh, I know it's not new, but I think it's very timely. It's very timely with the Winter Olympics just going on, and obviously there might be some more development to it very shortly. So let's quickly catch up with the chat. Before we do it, let's catch up with the markets as well, because that's what we do daily. So let's quickly get back in the analyst room to catch up with the markets, give us some updates. There we are. So just quickly, today was not a good day. We were probably expecting a better day. Didn't happen. We look at the eVTOL market, which we track daily on our show. Not this one, sorry. Which we track daily. You could see before the closing bell there was a lot of red. It's not as red now, but namely ACHR. There was another short report announced yesterday. I might dip my toe into it, but I don't like these short reports, and I think it's just noise, because you can see the reaction is not massive, and this does not necessarily have to be a short report from Culper Research. We covered their first report, and I think there was enough noise for this nonsense. They have raised some points, but I don't like the way in the way they raise these points. So I think it's just noise. We could see that Culper Research didn't make much money on the previous short report as well. So just to put this into little bit of context. So ACHR touching $6.80, the critical, one of my lights has just gone out, touching the critical support, $6.80. We bounced off, and now we are closing around $7. Joby Aviation, it had the same reaction. You can see Joby down below $9.70. Now closing bell around $10. Vertical Aerospace currently around $4.40. Let me just get the light fixed. Annoying me. Bear with me, please. I don't know why I went out. Okay, that's better. Vertical Aerospace, story of yesterday. why I wanted to have a catch-up with you on the markets. Beta technologies. Amazon, they announced in their 13F filing, they are increasing, they already had a stake in Beta technologies, and they increased. Okay, the light has gone out again. I don't know why. They've increased their stake in Beta technologies by 5%. Not much. Well, it was enough to shoot up the stock price by 25% after the closing bell. Then, unfortunately, today was a bit sideways and slightly red day, so the sentiment was not good. So again, we had a retraction, and Beta technology is currently sitting just above $19. I just wanted to show you this. I know there was a lot of people who follow us, a lot of our members who picked this up. So thank you for paying attention to the markets. Now you know the story. And we will focus on Beta technologies in very near future. And we have Horizon Aircraft. We brought you news about Horizon Aircraft yesterday and big business update. You can see we went down as well, $1.80. We are now bouncing between the $2 and $1.50 levels. So hopefully that helps. Let's get back in the studio, and I will need to fix the light for the next show. There we are back in the studio, so let's just quickly go through the chat. Thank you very much for joining me. I've loved it today. It's one of the bigger live shows. Hopefully you enjoy the topic as well. So let's quickly catch up with the chat. Stephen is here. Jerry Mandarin, Jamie Rees. Yes. I thought he got banned, says Sooner Bear. No, you didn't get banned. Anyway, thank you everyone for muscling through the event, and namely Sensei. Thank you. I was listening to the afternoon block, and it was a bit tiring, I would say. And yeah, the presentation was quite disappointing. I agree with Martyn and Sensei. Very inactive right now, says Angie. William Bond is here. Thank you for joining. Phil Collins. No, I'm not. I'll tell you what, I'm actually getting it a lot. Might start learning some Phil Collins songs. Sensei sent me. Great. I love it. Slimwell is here. Angie, Alexandra, Kazansky. Everyone is here. That's great. Poll didn't work. So you let me know in the chat. You have let me know. I want to fly one. I want to fly one from Liz, William Bond. Yes, I'm all in. Tidy Big Dog. I love it. Back to the Future showed us our future, and it's on the cusp of fruition. Yes. I agree. We are bullish on this technology. We are bullish on this market. We are still not there. We are still in the pre-revenue phase. We are still not widely adapted. We are only locally adapted in certain regions. But as I already mentioned on the show, it won't be long. It won't be long. Let's give it a few quarters. We'll see massive progress. And again, probably 3-4 quarters, and we'll see first passengers being flown in the United States. Again, this is only my own opinion and how I see the market, but I think there will be a big push towards the end of the year on the rollout. Is the future, says John Olive. Fruition, yes. Excited about all eVTOLs, says Angie. I love it. Stephen, yes, future. Binky Bong Bike. No, we are doing Binky Bong Bike only on Saturday show. What time is it in Lady Buckley land? Okay, Tidy Big Dog. You need to wind it down, mate, with Lady Buckley. Petra is here. My checkmate. Ahoy. Thank you for joining. What's the name? I could not catch it. What's the name, Jamie? I'm Vaz, by the way. Oh, company name. ACHR Aviation. Yes. ACHR Aviation. Ticker symbol ACHR. Is only a pound. Film stars, footballers, and elite businessmen will lap these up. Yes, definitely. Don't get me wrong. In the initial phase, there will be a very exclusive product. The more these are manufactured, the more these are adapted, the more it will become available to us as the public. So I don't think before 2030 it will be widely publicly available or affordable product, but beyond 2030, think of this as your premium Uber. I think the prices will be slightly above, but close to your premium Uber. CEO indicated the FAA might be delayed due to a redesign. Could you please address this, Vaz? The price of the stock is a bargain for long-term investors. Yes, I agree, Angie. I might have some updates very shortly and very soon. I don't want to say anything anymore, but there might be some more news and more updates on this channel coming from me. Catalina, the vote is not working. Yeah, I do apologize. YouTube just been playing silly buggers today. The vote is not working for me. Yes. Vote is not working. Yes. Thank you. Trixie is here. Not gonna lie, a bit scared. Another checkmate. I love it. Okay. Thank you, Vaz. I'm a huge investor in Joby. Do you see them servicing the Olympics as well? Well, hopefully I answered your question at the end of the analysis. California Dreaming, Zach is here as well. SoFi should be at 30 by May. Very interesting insight. California Dreaming, it looks 6 as Trixie. Joshua, James, I bought Archer, the dip of the dip of the dips of the dip. Yes. We told you live on the show, we almost caught the bottom. 640 was the local bottom. I'm not saying it couldn't go lower. Very likely it can go lower on the bad market condition, or if we have any more PR against Archer, or if we have some negative news, easily. We have earnings in 2 weeks' time as well. Oh, and we have Joby. Joby just announced they locked in their earnings for the 25th, Wednesday, the 25th of February as well, after hours. So we will be covering this on our channel as we do. Please do something with Elon. Yeah, that would be great. I mean, the vicinity, having Tesla, SpaceX, and the Boring Company, and then having somebody pioneering this new concept, this advanced air mobility, it just begs for some form of integration. So who knows? If you believe, let's believe together, says Joshua James. But I don't know, Archer just speaking but not doing the thing. Again, we might have some more updates very soon. And I'm being investor of Archer. I know, Trixie, you are bullish on Archer and you like Archer. I'm not buying anymore, says Joshua. Okay, I love it. That has to be way forward. Traffic in all major cities is ridiculous. I agree, Kazansky. And we've got it here in the United Kingdom as well. I mean, London. And you don't even have to go so far. Even if I travel to Cambridge, which is one of the medium-sized cities, it's not even a large city, the traffic is horrendous. And it's not only the city, it's getting from the outskirts to the center. Can take you pretty much 50% of your travel time just to get into the city itself. Trixie says, but I don't understand why they need to probably redesign the aircraft. Well, another topic we can look into later. Joshua says, my average is 949. I'm not trying to catch a falling knife. No more. I've been buying Virgin Galactic with conviction. Okay, fair enough. Trixie, there could be one silly, tiny element that just doesn't play the ball. And it could be something like, I'm not saying it's a critical element, rotor, or it could be housing of the rotor or motor or whatever. So it could be aerodynamics issue. We don't know. But again, we might get an update on this very soon. It's all crashing. Yes. I think it's great buying opportunities. I'm not saying go and buy all in. This is not financial advice, and I wouldn't have done this. I'm still holding my money to the side in case we have much bigger dip. Because if we have much bigger dip, we are not talking Archer $6.40. We are talking Archer in levels of $5. Again, this is not financial advice, just my own strategies I share with you, so you can do your own due diligence and follow us for the news and the updates. Before it falls out of the skies, Operation Rescue in an engine, what's not to... Operation Rescue is an engine, what's not to like before it falls out of the skies. So the game is F from all sides. I'm not sure I'm following you. Tiny Big Dog. 1,000 aircraft, yeah. 1,000 aircraft is probably unlikely in next 29 months, but we will see. Who knows? These taxes would be good for flying artists into concerts. Yes, definitely, definitely. That's why I said that ACHR Aviation is integrated within the Los Angeles Sports and Events Committee. So they will definitely be involved in the culture events. ACHR's cash burn is the biggest worry compared to their rivals. Well, it is, but that's why ACHR are now pivoting towards the defense sector. That will be generating their revenue in this early days, in this early stage of their production, their pre-revenue phase in the commercial and civil sector. Let me just put the background out. Look, we've got countdown. We've got the countdown. 884 days. Let me just put myself. 916 days to the Paralympic events, and the main event 884 days. As you can see, you can do the maths yourselves. Let's finish with the chat. I'm gonna wrap it up. Thank you again, those who just joined. Don't forget to hit the like button, and if you like the story, definitely subscribe, because we are bringing you updates on the eVTOL market daily. ACHR's cash burn, yeah. So yeah, ACHR have been fighting this. Me personally, I could see one more dilution happening along the way, easily, but yeah, ACHR have pivoted towards the defense to start generating revenue before the commercial phase. I want to fly one, says Dan. Love it. Roberto. Robert. I can't read your name. Sorry. The numbers are the letters are so tiny, and it's about 3 feet away. I'm struggling to read it. Robert. Sorry. Robert Elliott. I can see it now. Vaz, can you tell your thoughts about today's news about ACHR? What today's news? You mean the short report? What do you mean today's news? Did I miss anything? I don't think I've missed anything. Sir Joey, hey Vaz, have to take the supply chain shortages that aviation has been going through. It takes months to get parts and hardware here at my work. ACHR Aviation have acquired multiple local manufacturers, so the supply chain should not be as much of a burning issue. But I love your comment, Sir Joey. I love it. That's a great, valid point. Trixie, I hate the institutions that are shorting stocks. Yes. Was it the news you were talking about? The short report? Yes, the short report. Yeah. Again, I think it's a lot of noise. They have raised, don't get me wrong, they have raised some valid points, but this is new industry. We are flying. Look, we are flying aircraft. We are flying people in the air. We are flying people hundreds of feet above other people's houses and heads. Safety is the most important part. And it just happens. It's not only ACHR. It could well be Joby. They just don't talk about it as much. We know Vertical Aerospace had slight delay now because they said they would be flying their transition, piloted transition, early in the year or first few weeks of the new year, and it's not happened. So again, look, you don't want to mess anything up, because if you mess something up, you can easily kill your business with this. So I would rather see them failing for a few quarters and then delivering a reliable, safe, sound product than trying to push it and fast track things and shortcut things, cutting corners. Yeah, as long as it's controlled, which it still has been controlled, and ACHR are now pivoting towards the defense because they see the civil sector might not be as fast as they expected. This is good. This is good. So hopefully that answers your question. We can address the report probably on Saturday. Let's do it on Saturday. We can address it on Saturday unless there's something more interesting. Yeah. Okay, I think we're gonna wrap it up. I'll send you everyone to your beds because it's been very long and tiring day following the XRP community event. Thank you again for staying with me. I love today's show. It's one of the bigger ones. Yeah, kudos to you. Thank you very much. I will not see you tomorrow, but I will see you on Friday before Martyn's closing bell. That's it from me. Take care of yourselves and each other.